Welcome back to All in All Podcast. There is no limitation to the conversation. Alright, so today we have a record watch video. So we've been working, new content coming, and this video is something kind of different. We have like actual athletes answering questions in this video here, like voice recordings of athletes answering questions. All about, like, as we know, the big thing coming up. You can see in the title, Champs 2023. These are all the athletes that, not all, but some of the athletes that I have on record watch going into Champs 2023. So we asked most of them some questions, heard what they had to say, and then personally how I feel about them, because obviously this is my list of just some athletes that I think can very possibly break some records going into Champs 2023. So let's get into it. So kicking it in, we have Levell, who I think is in great contention to break the 200-meter record. The first question we asked him was, how does it feel being in contention to break the Champs 200-meter record, and has it always been in your sights? His response went,
It's a great feeling knowing that over the years I've really worked hard and to just imagine getting that record. It would be a great one from even that great person.
For question 2, we asked Levell if he feels like there's any added pressure to break the record, and we asked him about him not running as much this season and if it was geared towards perfectly peaking for Champs.
I don't feel pressured in a way to break it because it's just on the day, if the condition is right and everything, and I execute the proper race, I think, of course, I can break it. As it relates to not racing, I've been battling some niggles here and there, so that's the reason why I haven't been racing.
Question 3, record aside, is there anyone at all that you are worried about entering the 200-meter Champs? And finally, what do you have to say to your supporters?
No, I'm not worried about anyone, but it's a championship and everyone is coming with their best, their full potential, and just giving a good shot at that one gold medal. My fans, I just want to say that just continue supporting and great things are coming.
Alright, so all the questions being said, personally, I feel like Levell is, I can't say he's for sure going to break the record just because he hasn't ran all season and we hear him talking about he had little niggles and stuff that he was dealing with. But I definitely do believe that, like, it's there. I think like Levell can go 20.20, 20.19, there about. The record is 20.25 held by Usain Bolt, and Levell's progression for the last couple of years has been very good. 2020, he ran 21.58, 2021, 20.60, 2022, 20.34. And I'm just going to go on a limb because that Levell potential is vast. And I just think personally, once he's in good health, because as he said, he was dealing with niggles. Once he's in good health, I see Levell going 20.19, 20.20. So I have him breaking this record. The next athlete we have on the record watch is one of the twin throwers. We have Britannia Johnson. The first question we asked her was, how does it feel to be in consideration to possibly break the shot put record at Champs this year, and has it always been a goal for you? We didn't have the facilities to get her voice notes, but she responded. I'm going to read it. I'm going to quote it. She said, to be honest, I kind of feel pressure due to the expectations people have, and I also feel confident about it. I am in a position where I feel I can break it, at the same time I can't, if you understand. Anything is possible on the day. If God is willing for that to happen, it will. And yes, it always has been a goal for me to break the record, seeing how hard I train and the sacrifices I make. Question 2. Is there any added pressure seeing this is your last year competing at the ISSA Boys and Girls Champs? She responded, and I quote, yes, in the discus. Reason being, there are two talented girls ahead of me throwing a distance that I've never thrown before, and my coach and other people expect me to throw in the 50s already. But as you can see, that hasn't happened as yet, and I am pressured by that. It is possible. Let's just see what happens on the day. End quote. Question 3. Being one of the only twins in the record watch, What does it mean being able to compete with your sister, and has her performance, whether negative or positive, influenced the way how you perform? She responded, and I quote, "Well, sometimes her performance does affect how I perform. Like when we are competing and she's throwing this distance and I know she can do better, it pushes me to throw further." End quote. Our final question for Britannia. In the shot put and discus events, who are you most worried about, if anybody, and what do you have to say to those who are supporting you? She responded, and I quote, "In the shot put, I would say my sister because she's a great thrower, and I believe that if she gets one good throw out there, it's over for me. And in the discus, I would say Cedrica. She's talented, she's a beast, lol. In a class by herself, she has great things coming, and to all my supporters, all I have to say is keep supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Love y'all. Hugs and kisses." As it pertains to Britannia, I definitely see her breaking this record. She's thrown 1498 already this season. The record is 1493, held by Fiona Richards, of past Edwin Allen athlete. And as I said, she's thrown the distance already. But with throws, it's field events overall, it's just a hit or miss. But she's been very consistent over 14 meters this season. She opened her season with over 14 meters. So I think like 14 meters is her playground. I feel like once she already has the win in the bag, she'll be like comfortable to go for the record. And I think the record's definitely there. I see her going over 15 meters at champ. So I'm here watching. I hope she does it. And like all in all, is supporting her all the way. Alright, so the next athlete we have on the record watch is none other than Kirby, Kingston College 110 hurdler for class 2. The first question we had to ask him was, how do you feel about being recognized as a potential record breaker of the class 2 champs 110 hurdles record? And his response was,
Alright, yeah. So to be honest, during this season, I've had a mindset that I would break this class 2 record, 110-meter hurdles at champs. So therefore, I feel really confident and happy that I'm one of the most talented athletes in this event, and all it takes is to go in the competition with a positive mindset and stay healthy. Yeah, that's all.
Following that, our next question was, is there any added pressure seeing Shaquin Garden of Calabar has been getting the best of you all season?
Well, there is a big pressure added to myself. Shaquin and I ran at the Youngster Goldsmith trap meet, and he ran faster than the record, and also I was behind. But it isn't champ, so I will not let that become a problem to me. We will see the outcome at champs.
The final question we had for Kirby was, how fast do you think it will take to win at champs? And lastly, is there anything you'd like to say to your supporters going into the championship?
Well, it depends on the condition, Depends. And me feel like, say, my opinion, 12 are going to run at champs, yeah. That's how me estimate. For there, 12 are going to run at champs. You see it, yeah. And to all of my supporters, you don't know things yet already, One Kirby, Yeah, just keep on show love, Yeah, I'm out.
Alright, so personally with Kirby, a lot of people will be wondering, how is Kirby on the list when Shaquin is like the clear favorite? What a lot of people don't remember about Kirby is last year Kirby didn't run any at all in the early season. He ran 14.4 a week before champs. And the champs he gets a silver medal, beats Shaquin Garden, who has been running all season, and he runs a 13.6. I don't know if you guys are hearing the times that I'm saying, but he jumped from a 14.4 in about 2 weeks before champs, and at champs he ran 13.6. So he dipped almost under a second in the space of 2 weeks. Kirby's championship material. So it's like naturally I have to put him on the list. Personally, I have him winning that race. And a lot of people be like, oh, that's outlandish. Shaquin Garden is on the form of his life. And granted, Shaquin is doing great this season. But I feel, obviously, there's a little love in me for Kirby, seeing I'm a Kingston College old boy. But not just that. From the fact standpoint, I feel like Kirby is more likely to show up at champs. I feel like Kirby's peaking is towards champs. We know how much he can drop when it comes to champs time. So seeing Kirby running sub 14s every time he goes on the track now is letting me know that, okay, he can go way faster. Not only that, he in himself knows that it's 12 that is needed. Not only that, I see Shaquin. Honestly, when I look at Shaquin's hurdling, I've watched a couple races for him. Shaquin goes over the class 1 height better than he does the class 2 height. Anybody that understands hurdles know that things like that can cause problems. You have to know how to approach that height hurdle, and we've obviously seen what he can do over the class 1 height. Shaquin Gardner's class, for sure. He's also in this video, so he's in contention. It's any one of them that wins that I think is going to take the record. But I think don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. I definitely think that when he said 12, I definitely do believe him. I think it's going to take 12 to win these hurdles at champs. But honestly, it's one of the races I'm anticipating the most. I really want to see this race. And I'm excited. I have Kirby to win. But it can go anyway, man. Those kids are super talented and they're doing it. They're doing it. So I'm just excited to watch the race. I'll see it. And let's see. Yeah. So, next athlete we have on the record watch. Unfortunately, we didn't get any responses from Serena Cole, but still an athlete obviously deserving to be on this record watch video. The record at champs for the 100 meters class 1 girls is 11.13, held by none other than Veronica Campbell Brown. We all know about her. That record's been standing for a while. That record's been there since 2001. And I strongly believe this is the year it's going to go down. Honestly, I think this record would have been gone last year if the girls had the proper conditions, because they ran in -2 and they were running fast times. So it's sad that we haven't seen that. I thought 10.9 was going to be run last year. If they had the conditions based on calculations, it would have equaled to 10.9, the winning time. But as it pertains to Serena Cole, she ran 11.13 last year for junior trials when she upset the field. We know what she can do. She's obviously out to prove something this year. It's obvious. She beat the likes of Tina Clayton. If I'm correct, it should be Tina Clayton, one of the Clayton twins, over the weekend. She beat the likes of Alana Reed, who beat her at Central Champ. So we know that she's peaking at the right time. And the great thing about it is Alana Reed is there. So it would be something similar to the Clayton-Liston rivalry last year. There's somebody there to push you to the line, to really get the best out of you on the day. And I think that's what's really going to bring the most out of this race. I'm predicting at 11.09. I think she's definitely dipping under 11.13 and dipping under 11.1 overall. I think it's going to be a super fast race. And I have her winning. She knows how to upset the field. Hopefully, long jump and all that, if she's doing it at champs, doesn't give her any problems. But I see her going super fast. So the next athlete we're having is none other than Boaji and Nkrumie, who a lot of people want to hear from. The first question we asked him was, how does it feel to be heavily considered to break this champs record, and did you always think this was possible? His response:
I mean, it's a great feeling, but at the same time, it's not, because for me, a lot of pressure, a lot of expectations, many expectations. Outsiders wouldn't understand what the athlete is really up against. So I say it's good and bad at the same time. And I always knew it was possible even from last year, but nothing beats time. So let's see what the future holds.
Question 2 for Boaji, we said, that being said, do you think the pressures and expectation positively or negatively impacts your races, and why?
I'd say it's a 80% positive and a 20% negative, because the reason why I say 80% positive is because I'm now becoming a person who knows how to deal with situations and know how to handle situations in a way in my favor. But the 20% negative is because I have mastered the craft. So it's not perfect, but it affects me in a little bit of way.
The funny thing, I mean, anybody that's constantly on all in all knows that this is practically a pro Nkrumie page. I believe that the kid's talent is like his potential is endless. He can do super great things if he continues on the path he is on. But that being said, he talks about pressure a lot, but Nkrumie is one of those guys that people know him as someone that overcomes the pressure. He has been in multiple pressure situations and he delivers. I think the pressure helps him to rise. So as it pertains to record, I don't think people are even thinking that the record's not possible. I think the record's gone. Once there's good conditions, because that's the thing with the 100. Conditions determine the outcome so much. Like, obviously, recently we've seen like a lot of negative fives and stuff like that. Normally, the 100 meters in the night at champs, so I highly doubt that it should be way better environment and everything for him to go for the record. But I don't think the record is in question at all. I think, is he going to sub 10 is what a lot of people are wondering. And you're going to hear it here at Alana that I think he's equaling the national junior record at champs. The only thing that could stop him from doing that, I think 991 is definitely there for champs. I think he can possibly go 9-8 by the time there's world champs trials. But the only thing that I see stopping him from equaling the national junior record is lack of competition. There's really nobody that's on that level in as a schoolboy right now. But I think he can do it. I definitely think he can do it. In terms of maturity level, he has a thing where like naturally when he's at the front by too much, he eases up. And hoping he doesn't do that. I talk to him about it all the time. Hopefully he doesn't do that. I definitely see him going 991, 9 to 993 thereabout. I don't think he's just gonna sub 10 by a little bit. I think he's subbing 10 healthily. So obviously this is one of the other races that everybody is looking to see. I am also heavily looking to see, and I'll be looking. Let's see what happens. So no stranger to the record watch list. We have Cedrica Williams of the discus. The first question we asked her was, how does it feel being considered as a very possible record breaker of the discus at the upcoming ISSA champs? She responded, well, I'm a bit nervous knowing I didn't perform so well last year, but I put in the work, so hopefully I execute this year. The second question we had for Cedrica was, is there any added pressure seeing this is your last year? She said, no, there's no pressure. To be honest, it's good to see the other throwers stepping up. It just drives me to throw further otherwise. No pressure. The final question we had for Cedrica was, does the added pressure from your competitors make you nervous at all? And how much do you think it will take to win at champs? She says, it kinda makes me nervous. What it takes to win, I would say, I throw my personal best, I'm safe, which is 56 meters. And that was all we got from Cedrica. So personally, I feel like this record should have been gone. As you guys have heard, she responded her personal best is 3 meters over the record, and that's something she's been throwing. She's been throwing these distances. She's thrown 55 already this season. She's just been throwing over the record. Last year, she should have broke the record, and it didn't happen. It happens to the best of us. She just had an awful day that day, and it happens to the best of us. But I definitely think she's gonna break it this time. This time around, especially since her last year, I think she knows like there's no more opportunities to break it, and I definitely think she's going for it. And I'm here supporting her. She has that good rivalry from the athlete at St. Jago, who's throwing 53 meters as well. So I definitely see them going far. I see Cedrica taking the window and Cedrica actually breaking record this time. Alright, so here now another athlete we have on the record watch is Alana Reed from Heidel. We didn't get to ask her any questions, but she still deserves to be on the record watch. She's been having a great season. She's defeated someone who I have in place to break the record, so there's no way I could not put her on this record watch. She's been doing what she's supposed to do. I feel like in the 200 she has a short gold, but the 200 record, man, is crazy. 22.5. The 200 record is crazy, and I don't think it's going anywhere, honestly. But She has been running well. She ran 22.9 the 200, but I honestly think she has a better chance at breaking the 100 record. So if she somehow pulls it out the bag and beats Serena Cole, I feel like anybody who wins that race is breaking the record. And I definitely think she has the capabilities to break the race, to win the race. Um, they're both super talented. They both can go super fast. And I'm excited to watch that race. It's a really nice rivalry to see. Alana's PB is 11.22 in the 100, but that was from last year, and I think she's definitely in better form now. Her mechanics look way better. Last year she was kind of struggling to get to the line, stuff like that. This year she's obviously stronger. Her 200 meter looks stronger. So I'm looking to see, and I'm really excited to see if who's gonna win that race. And I think whoever wins that race is gonna break the record. But I have Serena Cole winning, but I'm not counting her out at all. I think it's a definite possibility. So let's see. So the next athlete we have on the record watch is none other than Delano Kennedy. The first question we asked him was, how does it feel being considered to break the champ's 400 meter record? Is it something you have been eyeing? His response.
No, sir. I'm not really amazing the records still. I just go and put in the work. But if it come still. I'm going to be grateful.
Question 2. Seeing the record isn't your main focus going into the championship. What are some goals you have entering the championship?
Just to go and get a gold medal. You know, so I come fourth last year. And I don't worry about the time. Because I know say time I go come. Time I go come, man.
Question 3. Are there any athletes that you are mindful of or worried about that could possibly not allow you to get that gold medal? And lastly, what do you have to say to everyone that is supporting you?
No, I'm not worry about no other athlete. But you know, say a championship, it's a competition. I go did it. So I have to go run my best.
The last question we had for Kennedy, which we felt like a lot of people wanted to hear, was you have false started at the World Junior Championships and was in a little worry at the character trials. Was this based on some form of nervous issues you have, and have you overcame those problems going forward?
You know, so World Juniors are faster, yes, but character trials I hear something and go off.
So genuinely, I feel like the record, obviously we know this 400, I think this is one of the hardest records at champs to break. It's 44 seconds. Like, it's hard to get to 44. It's no walkover, but I feel like Delano, he deserves to be on the record watch. And even if he doesn't get it, which honestly, I don't think he's going to get the record. I think he's going to run super fast, but the record is out of this world, man. But the reason why I put Delano on the record watch was, I think there's only 2 times in probably the last 15 years that you've had someone running 45 a season before and then coming back to the championship the next year. So it was Donkey Man who came back and he ran 45-0 when everybody thought he actually had the 44. And then Taylor, and everybody knows how Taylor's last year went with injuries and all of that. But I feel like the fact that he ran 45 the season before, it can be considered. So it's not impossible. Do I think he's going to get it? Probably not, because he ran his 45s later down in the season, and I think that's when he's at his best. But it's definitely possible, and I think based on the times he's running and how Jamaica's 400 pool is set up, I think he has hopes of going to the World Champs. So I think, honestly, he might peak later down in the season and run some 44s, but I don't know if it's going to come at Champs. But let's see. Hope he proves me wrong. So, Shaquin Garden, I think, who is almost everybody's favorite for the 110 hurdles class 2 at Champs. I talked to him, but based on what's happening in his camp, his coach doesn't want him doing any interviews. He wants him locked in and focused for Champs. Doesn't want him to be like blindsided by anything that's happening in the media. But when I talked to him, he sounded confident, and I definitely think, as I said before when I was talking about Kirby, this is one of the races I'm most excited to see. I think he can go super, super fast. We've seen what he can do over the class 1 height. So if he gets that proper clearing over the hurdles over the class 2 height, the same approach as he went over the class 1 height, he's running super fast. 12 is in the books for him, as it is for Kirby, and I think it's honestly just who's better on the day. Right now, he's definitely on better form. He's beaten Kirby already this season, so we know what he can do. He's run under the record already. So I'm just excited to see what he'll actually do on the day, man. And I'm hoping both of them go under 13 seconds. That's what I'm hoping for. The Kingston College bias in me is wanting Kirby to win that race, but any one of them running fast is just great for the country by large. Just great for Jamaica and how much hurdling has really been improving over the years. So at the end of the day, I'm supporting both these guys. Calabar and Casey really doesn't matter to me. Jamaica on the bigger scheme of things, and I'm excited to see it, man. I'm really excited. So one of the races I'm looking forward to, and I hope he goes out there and he drops a 12-second 110 hurdles race. Last but definitely not least, the last person on the record watch, we have Kobe Lawrence for the shot put. The first question we asked Kobe is, when you just started the sport, did you ever think you'd be in question to break these caliber records? He responded,
Yeah, when I just started the sport, I wasn't sure if I would be in the question to break these caliber records, but I always had big goals. That's like one thing, I always had big goals. And it's like developing through the sport, let me realize how hard it is to actually achieve these goals.
Question 2 for Kobe was, that being said, is there any added pressure to break the shot put record, seeing there are a lot of expectations on you in that event?
Nah, I wouldn't say there's any added pressure. Like, it's just to go out there and compete. I'm going to just go out there and compete, because last year didn't compete well. So as long as I compete good this year, I'll be happy. If God has the record in store for me, then I'll achieve it. But no pressure.
The final question we had for Kobe was, what is one thing about you that you wish was given more credit or acknowledged more, whether it be track-based or just you as a person?
I don't have anything about me that I wish was given more acknowledgement or credit. Like, I believe that you get what you deserve. Like, the universe will always give you what you deserve. So it's just up to you to just work hard and achieve things, isn't it? So, yeah.
All in all, I feel like Kobe definitely has the potential to break this record. His PR is like a couple centimeters below the record. The record is 20.65, held by Kevin Nedrick, who used to attend Petersfield. But personally, I feel like Kobe has 21 mid. I definitely think this kid can throw 21 mid, 21. Anything from 21.2 to 21.7. I think he has those in his card pack to play. So it's just about getting it together, because I understand how the shot put is. I've competed with him over the years. I know the type of competitor he is. So just about getting it together and actually executing and putting it out there. But I definitely think he can break this record. Funny enough, last year I competed with him, and in the warm-ups he was right in front of the record. And that was last year. And he's on better shape now. He hasn't thrown over 20 this season, but that's normal Kobe. He doesn't normally throw his furthest early in the season, so I definitely see him going further at champs, and I know it's something that he'd want to break. So I'm looking about it. I'm looking forward to it. As it pertains to the last question I asked him, I purposely asked that question because I feel like he's achieved so much and he's kind of broken barriers in shot put for Jamaica. And I just don't feel like shot putters, especially him, doesn't get the proper credit that he deserves. He's been doing a lot for shot put, and I feel like in time, everything you get what you deserve. But I think like there's more recognition. He can get more recognition from the country by and large. Last year he won a silver medal at the World Junior, so he's definitely been doing great things for the country. So that's why I asked that question. But overall, I'm looking forward to the comp. I hope he breaks that record. I know he can. So we'll be looking forward to it. That's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in to All in All Podcast. Y'all don't forget to subscribe so I can keep watching videos. I see the views going up, so I'm really happy that people are tuning into the content and they're enjoying what's going on. So just keep watching, keep tuning in. We're going to keep dropping videos. We're going to keep coming with different type of content. But don't forget to subscribe. Out.